The Pakistani General Election took place on February 8th. The results indicate that independent candidates, largely supporters of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, emerged as the largest bloc in the National Assembly of Pakistan. In this video, we will delve into the election's background, the electoral process, and its outcomes. Stay tuned. For nearly half of Pakistan's history, the military has held direct control. Even during periods of civilian governance, military leaders have exerted significant influence, backing preferred politicians and sidelining those who deviated from their interests. If a government is formed after the 2024 election, it will signify just the third democratic transition between civilian administrations in Pakistan's history. This election took place under extraordinary circumstances. Pakistan's economy is in a dire state, with last year's inflation rate hitting a record high and the cost of living skyrocketing. Tensions with neighboring countries, particularly India, Pakistan's long-lasting rival, are also at a peak. Moreover, the situation along the northern borders with Afghanistan is tense. Despite Pakistan's historical accusations of supporting the Taliban, tensions escalated following the Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan in 2021. Additionally, recent exchanges of rockets and missiles with Iran, the eastern neighbor of Pakistan, have further exacerbated regional tensions, though the situation has since stabilized. The internal security situation is also unstable. Despite Pakistan's history of dealing with insurgencies and conflicts, the situation has become more complex following the ousting of former Prime Minister Imran Khan through a vote of no confidence in the National Assembly. In May 2022, opposition parties submitted a motion of no confidence against Khan, leading him to accuse the US of orchestrating his removal due to his neutral stance in the Russia-Ukraine war, citing a diplomatic cipher. Ultimately, Khan was removed from office in April, becoming the first prime minister in Pakistan's history to be ousted through a vote of no confidence. Following his removal, Khan called for a mass rally, leading to waves of protests across Pakistani cities. Subsequently, after a failed assassination attempt on Khan, he was violently arrested in May 2023. In October, Nawaz Sharif, the former prime minister, returned from a self-imposed exile after being convicted of corruption related to the Panama Papers scandal. He had been sentenced to 10 years in prison and was also disqualified for holding any public office. However, with the change in the law, he was permitted to return to Pakistan and subsequently allowed to run for premiership once again. Given these developments, the Pakistani General Election, originally planned for November, was subsequently rescheduled for February 2024. The National Assembly of Pakistan comprises 336 seats. Of these, 266 general seats are filled through a direct first-past-the-post voting in a single-member constituencies. The remaining 70 seats are reserved for women and minorities, allocated proportionally according to the overall number of general seats won by each party. Currently, there are three major political parties in Pakistan. The Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, or PMLN, led by Nawaz Sharif, the Pakistan People's Party, or PPP, which has historical ties to the Bhutto family and is currently led by Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, son of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, who was assassinated in 2007. And lastly, Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI. Alongside these major parties, numerous minor parties also play a significant role in government formation through a coalition building. To form a government, each party or coalition must secure at least 169 seats in the National Assembly. The Election Commission of Pakistan decided to disallow the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI, from retaining its electoral symbol, a cricket bat, emblematic of Imran Khan's cricketing background. The commission cited the party's failure to conduct intra-party elections to its satisfaction as the reason. Consequently, the PTI was unable to allocate party tickets to its candidates, resulting in all party-affiliated candidates being listed as independents with individual electoral symbols. Given that over 40% of Pakistan's population is illiterate, the symbol on the ballot holds significant importance for voters in identifying their preferred candidates. The PTI argued that the ban on using the cricket bat symbol for its candidates would confuse voters who couldn't recognize the party's nominees. Additionally, some observers have raised concerns about apparent pre-poll rigging activities leading to the elections. There have been notable actions taken against the PTI party and its leaders, fueling widespread allegations of election engineering and manipulative practices that could potentially favor certain political groups. These developments have raised doubts about the fairness of the electoral process. Amidst these circumstances, the election took place on Thursday, February 8, 2024. During the election, the government suspended mobile internet services across the country, and multiple attacks occurred in polling stations by unidentified individuals. Despite the challenges and suppression, the unofficial early counts of votes surprisingly reveals the PTI's overperformance. According to these counts, out of 266 general seats, more than 100 were secured by independent candidates. Notably, 93 of these independent candidates were affiliated with Imran Khan's PTI but were unable to contest under their party's name. Meanwhile, Nawaz Sharif's PML secured 75 seats and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's PPP won 54 seats. As mentioned earlier, an additional 70 seats reserved for women and minorities will be allocated proportionally. However, PTI is ineligible to receive any additional seats since its members of the assembly were compelled to run as independents. Consequently, PMLN is projected to secure approximately 105 seats and PPP is expected to have less than 80 seats, both falling short for the 169 seats needed to form a government independently. With these still unofficial numbers, it appears inevitable that the next government of Pakistan will be formed through a coalition. In the most probable scenario, Nawaz Sharif is set to form a government and secure the position of Prime Minister for the fourth time, with support from the PPP, similar to the coalition formed after the ousting of Imran Khan under premiership of Shehbaz Sharif, Nawaz's brother. However, if Nawaz Sharif aims to form a coalition without the PPP, he faces a significant challenge. This would require building alliances with nearly every other party in the National Assembly and attracting at least some independent members of parliament. Given that many independent members are aligned with PTI and considering the high tension between PTI and PMLN, the likelihood of this scenario materializing appears very slim. It was a brief overview of the 2024 Pakistani General Election. If you found this content informative, please like it and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear from you, so feel free to share your thoughts, comments, and ideas for future topics in the comments section. Thank you for joining and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.